Hey there guys, Tom here. Welcome back to my movie channel and thank you very much for joining me for this, my review of the brand new film, The Way Back. Way Back stars Ben Affleck, and in this film he plays a man called Jack Cunningham who is suffering with alcoholism. He also used to be a high school basketball champion, and then he gets asked to come back to his old high school and coach their failing team. That's pretty good off the top of my head. And before we get into today's review, if you have not subscribed to this channel yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring that notifications bell so that you never miss out on my take on all things movies. Have you guys seen The Way Back, or are you looking forward to seeing The Way Back? Whatever your thoughts are, make sure you jump down in the comment section below and let me know those very thoughts. So The Way Back was a movie I've been quite excited for some time now, not just because it has Ben Affleck, who is one of my favorite actors going right now, but also because of the director, Gavin O'Connor, because the last time Gavin O'Connor and Ben Affleck got together, they made a movie called The Accountant, which is fantastic, and it was one of the most underrated movies of the year that it came out. That movie deserved a lot more attention than it got, and it deserved to make a lot more money than it did, and I'm really hoping that movie gets a sequel. If you have not seen The Accountant, see The Accountant. Now, I'm not a big sports fan at all. Like, I don't follow sports. I don't follow any of that. But sports inspirational dramas, those really get me. Movies like Remember the Titans, like that is that is my favorite movie involving sports of all time. I love that movie. It makes me cry every single time. And The Way Back kind of looked like it had that sort of vibe. You have this coach who comes back to coach a team that doesn't get along and isn't doing very well, and then eventually they win games and everything's fine and dandy. I was very pleasantly surprised to learn that The Way Back doesn't just follow those same tropes and doesn't just follow the same formula of the inspirational sports drama. Of course, it does have some of those tropes in there. Those are absolutely part of the movie, and they're not a bad part of the movie either. Like, they're actually kind of necessary for the movie that they're making here. But I would say this film isn't as predictable as you would expect it to be, just going off the trailers or even off the premise. And I think even more so than Remember the Titans, this movie has a lot more of a personal touch to it, because Ben Affleck in this film is outstanding. You can tell throughout the film he is giving quite a personal performance because he has struggled with alcohol in the past. And I could feel watching the film that doing this movie and acting in this film was kind of therapeutic for him, and I think he's actually said that in some interviews. But he is terrific in this film. He gives one of the best performances he's ever given. It's very personal, it's very real, it's not too Hollywoodized. He's actually quite restrained in this film as well. And what I love about this film the most is the way they told the story. Listen, yes, the story has some issues, and I'll get to that in a second, but right away they established this guy is an alcoholic. He has a very serious problem. I mean, in the first couple of moments of the movie, you know, he's drinking beer in the shower. He's passing out on his couch. He's going to the pub every single night. He's drinking at work on a construction site. And it's those scenes and other moments in the movie that I won't give away that make this movie feel very real. This film is very grounded, and it's incredibly raw and emotional, and it's very gripping. I was hooked on this film from start to finish. Because honestly, if this movie was just about a basketball coach coaching a team of basketball players who didn't get along, I probably wouldn't have been interested in this film. But the basketball element is almost like secondary to this story. The story really is about Jack Cunningham, Ben Affleck's character. It's really a redemption story for that character. And as I was saying earlier, the first two acts are a little predictable, but the third act, it takes this story in a direction that I wasn't expecting it to. And the third act is really the most emotional and the most sort of hard-hitting part of the movie, but it is also the most inspiring part of the movie as well. Now, in The Way Back, you have this basketball team of players. The team hasn't won any games like ever. You know, some of the team members don't get along, and Ben Affleck's character is sort of trying to get them to work as a team. I think when this movie is focusing on the Ben Affleck character exclusively, this movie is firing on all cylinders. When you include him coaching the basketball team and him trying to get these teenage boys to get along and play as a team, for a lot of it worked, but for some of it I felt like the progression and the story arc of the basketball team going from a team who didn't get along and Ben Affleck trying to get them to get along and play as a team, that didn't always work for me in the film. I feel like they skipped over a lot of that development of the actual players and their struggles in becoming a unified team. But I get it. The movie wasn't about the basketball players themselves. The movie was told through the eyes of Ben Affleck's character and his struggles, and him coaching the basketball team, you know, is just an element to the story. And so I understand why they didn't focus on that as much as, you know, sometimes I wanted them to. But that becomes a minor criticism to me because this movie is really good, guys. Like, as I said before, it's hard-hitting, it's gripping, it's inspiring, it's uplifting. It's everything you want out of an inspirational sports drama, just without a lot of the predictability of the inspirational sports drama. So that will do it for my review of The Way Back. Have you guys seen The Way Back? Whatever you thought about this film, make sure you jump down in the comment section below and let me know your thoughts. Thank you very much for watching, guys. My name is Tom. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, ring that notifications bell so you never miss out on my take on all things movies, and I will see you guys next time.